France Naval Group has disclosed a scale prototype of a nuclear-powered all-electric and new-era aircraft carrier, which is set to replace the nuclear-powered Charles de Gaulle in 2038. And this gigantic nuclear supercarrier, which has shocked the world, is known as PANG. Hello everyone and welcome to Iron Duty. In today's video, we're going to learn about this new supercarrier. Stay with us till the end. Here we begin. The existing French aircraft carrier, the nuclear-powered Charles de Gaulle, joined the service on 18 May 2001. You will find that this was the only aircraft carrier of the French Navy. However, this ship's superficial duration left France without an accessible aircraft carrier. As an outcome, the PA2 undertaking in French, called the Porte-Avions 2 aircraft carrier, began in 2003 to research the feasibility of another carrier based on the layout of the British Queen Elizabeth class. But unfortunately, the PA2 undertaking was postponed in 2009 and eventually cancelled in 2013. But in October 2018, the French Minister of the Armed Forces proclaimed the beginning of a second career program. And this time, it was an alternate options for Charles de Gaulle. The military planning legislations for the sessions 2019-2025, or loi de programmation militaire 2019-2025, distinguish an 18-month, €40 million research phase. This allowed the president to determine the major characteristics of the program by the year 2020. Then in May 2020, during a call to Chantier de l'Atlantique, he asserted that the new carrier would be manufactured in Saint-Nazaire as anticipated, since it is the only dry dock in France that is prepared for harboring ships of that size. Architecture, propulsion alternatives, and various ships were originally to be agreed upon by President Macron in July 2020 to enable him to declare at Bastille Day. Still, on 6 July 2020, a governmental reshuffle settled the Castex government in charge, compelling the hesitations of the Defense Council till later in the year. During a visit to the Framatome site, which is present at the Le Creusot, on 8 December 2020, President Macron officially declared the beginning of the PANG program and the nominations of nuclear propulsions of this new ship. Well, this new invention is better known for the time being as the PANG, or Porte-Avions Nouvelle Génération. The 75,000 tons or 82,673 tons ship will be 310 meter or 1,017 feet long and 85 meter or 279 feet at the widest degree of the carrier deck. Technique Atome gives 2 nuclear reactors. This will deliver electricity for 3 shaft drives, which will be a size comparison. The bigger US aircraft carriers have 4 shaft drives. The CEA Atomic Energy Commissions will supervise the execution and coordinations of the reactors, which will just be required to be refueled once every 10 years and means, at least in theory, that the ship could dwell at sea for that whole time. Let's dive more into this development. PANG will carry about 32 generation fighters, up to 3 E-2D Advanced Hawkeyes. You will find that France sanctioned 3 in the last days of 2021, which will be delivered in 2028, and numerous uncrewed aircraft. We learned that it would be assembled by a joint venture, MO Porte-Avions, where the MO stands for Maîtrise d'œuvre, i.e. executions and coordinations. It is listed in March 2021 between Naval Group. It must be l'Atlantique. Olivier de Saint-Julien, who is the director, announced at the Euronaval show, which opened Tuesday in Le Bourget, in the northern suburb of Paris, that the Chantier de l'Atlantique had a dry dock in Saint-Nazaire is located on the west coast of France, which was enormous enough to construct the PANG. That's the key because the prevailing naval group dry dock utilized for the Charles de Gaulle is too small, as the PANG will outclass the former carrier by 159 feet in length and 68 feet in width. Called Philippe, where the last name was withheld as per French Armed Forces laws, the PANG strategy must be a procurement agency confided in breaking defense that some layout decisions had been made to assure that French and US aircraft carriers stays interoperable. In March this year, a US Navy E-2D Advanced Hawkeyes onboarding the Charles de Gaulle in the framework of NATO's enhanced vigilance activities in Romanian and Bulgarian airspace. As Philippe feared today, you will see that France and the United States are the only 2 global navies utilizing nuclear aircraft carriers, witnesses, and arresters, so they must be interoperable. French Raptors have furthermore in the past docked and taken off from US aircraft carriers. There is no French manufacturer of catapults, so the PANG will have US-made electromagnetic ones, like those which are used on the US Navy's Gerald R. Ford-class aircraft carriers. Philippe on board agreed to reinstate the Charles de Gaulle with another nuclear-powered ship taken by President Emmanuel Macron in December 2020. The indicated layout may get tweaked between now and 2025 when the layout will be rectified. Jean-Julien explained that the trials are anticipated to occur in 2036. The ship was provided to the Navy in 2037 and will be operational in 2038 when Charles de Gaulle will retire. This vessel that will be provided to the Navy will not inevitably have everything on board that the Navy would like, at least not right away. We learned from Jean-Julien that it would be constructed to be modernized incrementally, and the fighting system could develop. They don't understand today what sort of technology will be accessible in 15 years. So they are required to permit new technology to be eligible to be handily fitted. Furthermore, Pang will have a staff of 2,000, some of whom will be aircraft makers. This is mainly because the Navy expects to be eligible to attempt the kinds of improvements on board that generally would be accomplished by the manufacturer. Let's now talk about the latest technical specifications of France's future aircraft carrier. You will find that this nuclear supercarrier has a full load displacement of 75,000 t and an overall length of 310 meters. The length of the waterline is about 305 meters and the width of the waterline is 39 meters. Also, flight deck surface area is 17,000 meters square and a max draught of 10.8 meters. Well, did I mention the EMALs? Okay, so there are 2 or 3 90-meter electromagnetic catapults abbreviated to EMALs by General Atomics. Air Wing is a 30 new generations fighter, and the Rafale's maximum speed is 30 knots, which is certainly more than Charles de Gaulle. Now if we talk about the configurations of the weapon systems, also known as VLS for Aster 15 or 30, the sensor systems or C-Fire radar with fixed panels or rotating, DGA is still contemplating a range of alternatives and nothing is yet set in stone. The layout regulations, however, order adequate power margins to include directed energy missiles. The French Research Institute, named the DGA Hydrodynamic Technique Center, located in Val-de-Rue, is accountable for the first stage of testing of Pang. You will find that the first tests on small-scale models of the hull are underway in a lake which is located in southern France, and after the first test, experiments at the Armed Forces Ministry Test Center in Val-de-Rue, Normandy will be held. This undertaking will also benefit the people because the improvement and constructions of Pang will generate 700 new jobs. An extra 1,400 people will be employed to work for Naval Group and its spouses on the Pang program. The aircraft carrier will accentuate a catapult-assisted takeoff but arrested recovery, also called the catobar system, which will enable the onboard aircraft to blast off from the deck of the aircraft carrier utilizing electromagnetic catapults and land employing arresting wires. The Pang aircraft carrier will have the capacity to clench enough ammunition for high-intensity undertakings of up to 7 days. In addition, the vessels will be apt to incorporate new intelligence devices and indicate superior power of command to conduct increasingly diverse and complicated operations. A group of manufacturers encompassing Naval Group, Thales, MBDA, and Dassault Aviations administered this specialized and operational study. At the same time, the sketching work was accomplished by Naval Group, Chantier de l'Atlantique, and Technique Atome. We can now conclude that Pang will be enormous and more potent than its ancestor Charles de Gaulle. What do you think about this new gigantic supercarrier? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the bell icon to get more uploads like this. Thanks for watching.